and welcome to Banking Law Advisor. This is an update as of the beginning of 2022 about what's happening in the field of banking law nowadays. And I'm especially talking to you if the bank is trying to take your house or they've taken it already and they've sold it for much less than it's worth. I'm going to talk to you about all the things around that. Now, always the best thing to do is to come and see us early in the process, not at the end when the bank's going to sell your house to the sheriff tomorrow. That makes it difficult to do anything. We have saved houses in that position, but it's not the easiest or the cheapest. So, best if you only are starting to have problems with the banks, then come and see us and we can talk you through the whole process. I'm going to talk to you quite a lot about it today, but there's a lot more to it, and I can obviously be a lot more specific about your particular situation. So if you've already, the first stage really is you get either a summons or an application, which will say notice of motion at the top, from a bank. And that is when they've stopped being nice and they've started getting serious. And if you do nothing, you will get a judgment against you. The bank will come and take your house and they'll sell it. So it's best to do something when you get to that stage. Now, obviously, if you're in the position where you can pay off your arrears, then do that. That's the easiest way to solve the problem. Also, if you can, sometimes you might want to sell your house, and we've got people that we partner with who we recommend that can help you sell your house. And that's another option. On the other hand, if you're in no position to pay off your arrears and you don't want to sell your house, but you think perhaps there'll be more income coming in the future and you want to keep your house, or there's all kinds of different scenarios you can have. Maybe you can rent out your house for a while, then we can help you and we can give you good advice. You know, the bank, yes, you should talk to the bank at the same time, but the bank don't always, in our experience, have your interests at heart. So it's best that you've got some independent advice apart from the bank itself. Right, so then the other thing that I'm not going to go into too much depth, but the next thing you might get is a summary judgment, even if you've defended your matter. And that's where the bank tries to get a quick judgment against you. They say, look, you're just wasting time, and it's a thing that you have to have somebody in court to defend. We do these kind of things quite a lot. The other thing that can happen is if we pass summary judgment, if we get through that, then there'll be a trial at some stage. Or if they've come the other way by notice of motion and an affidavit, then they will get a hearing date, and we can tell you when these things are, how you have to defend yourself, etc., etc. And we can also look and see if the bank's done anything that it shouldn't have done, if the bank's not being reasonable, if the bank's not being constitutional, if they're not representing your rights. Now, obviously, if you don't pay your house for a long time, then they will eventually get it. But there's a lot of things that they do that they shouldn't do. They try and get things too quickly, in our opinion, often without going into all the last resorts that the constitutional courts talked about that they should have gone into. And then the other thing is that even if they do sell your house, it used to be that they could sell it without any reserve price, no minimum price, let's say. And if your house is £1 million, we saw houses which had been sold for £5,000, £500, £100, and many houses sold for less than half of their value. Now, thanks to a lot of people, which I tried to help as much as I can, we managed to get a reserve price set up so that now the banks have to set the reserve price, but they always try now still to go for a lower reserve price, like 50% of value, whereas a lot of other countries, they're selling people's properties for 90% of value, even 100% at full value. So it's again something we often have to fight in court, because the bank's going for a 50% off price and we're saying no, it should be 80% of the market value. So there's another thing that you're going to need help with if the bank's coming after your house. So the worst thing you can do is do nothing. So if you are in a problem with the bank at the moment, then the best thing would be for you to come and see us. I'm a trust fund advocate, so you don't need to go through an attorney, although it's fine if you do go through an attorney, that's also fine, we do that as well. And so you can actually approach me directly. It's not necessary for me to be briefed by an attorney anymore. So the details of where to contact us will come up on the screen